procrastination. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me, and I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day. I'm going to do everything in my power to become a victor and not a victim.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Patrick, and in today's video it's going to be an in-depth sort of leg workout video. It's my first leg day back in the gym, so I'm super excited. Super excited to see what kind of numbers you're going to be able to throw up on the squats, and how, haven't done hamstring curls, haven't done quad extensions in like 4 months because you guys know quarantine. And I did have some type of home equipment, so I was able to get my squats down and do like goblet squats, lunges and stuff, but very limited. Of course, no quad extensions, no leg presses, no hamstring curls, none of the fancy stuff that you love to do at the gym. So it's going to be fun to do those again. But yeah, it's about 1 o'clock right now. I'm planning on leaving my house at around like 3:45 and then get to the gym at around 4 o'clock. Take that pre. I'm going to walk you guys through my warm-up, show you my whole warm-up, and do a voiceover explaining why I'm doing the things I'm doing. So if you want to see my squat warm-up, my lower body day, warm-up before I start working out, before I get into my squats, then stay tuned and make sure to watch that portion of this video, because I think it's going to help a lot of you guys. A lot of people have requested for that, so I'm going to cover that in this video, and then I'll walk you through the rest of my leg workout, why I'm doing what I'm doing, basically rep ranges, all that type of stuff, rest times, all that good stuff. So right now, basically, I'm just going to show you guys, this is my second meal of the day. My pre-workout meal, I'm going to have it right now at 1, so like 2 hours before my workout. And basically, it's just, bacon, eggs, my usual. So I go 2 bagels with 4 eggs and 4 pieces of bacon. And usually I do turkey bacon, but here I have 2 pieces of turkey bacon and then 2 pieces of regular bacon. And I have them like split across, each bagel sandwich. And then I put them in sandwiches, munch them down quickly, and then chill out for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then we go hit that workout with that pre. So I'll pick it back up on my way to the... So I just pulled up to the gym right now. It's pretty scorching outside, but it's about a 20-minute drive for me. But I did the tours around all of my all of the gyms in my neighborhood, and basically this is like a little bit further, but it's the best one because I come here with my friend and they have the best equipment. It's pretty reasonable price. It's like $25 a month and all that jazz. So it's definitely the best best opportunity for me and best decision I could have made. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in there. I basically drank half my water on the way just because it was so hot and I want to stay hydrated for this leg workout. But I'm gonna take you guys through my warm up and then talk about my squatting, talk about my warm up, explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, and then just tell you guys like how many sets of each I'm doing for my warm up, and then go into my leg workout, show you guys my leg workout, maybe add a little bit of abs on at the end if we can. But there's a time restriction on workouts, not like for workouts, but they close like every 3 hours for 30 minutes because of like coronavirus to clean. So it's kind of annoying, but that's why we got to make sure that we get here on time so that we're able to, hit the proper amount of stuff we want to do and hit the workout with the time that we're given. So I'm gonna go in there right now and let's get it. All right, guys. So for this workout, I busted out the pharmacy here. I got a half scoop of pre, and then 2 100 milligrams of caffeine pills, and then 1 pill of D-phenylalanine. So it basically ends up being 300 milligrams of caffeine. And normally I would just take a full scoop, but I only did a half scoop plus the pills because I don't like that much L-citrulline for my leg workouts, just because too much L-citrulline makes my legs cramp up. So this is my warm-up. I'm just going to start with dynamic stretching and foam rolling. That's the main thing that I do before I get into squats, and I start my workout with squats. So yeah, this is basically what I do. I start at the bottom and I just work my way up my legs. So I do each calf for 5 to 10 seconds each, just go through the motions a bit, and then I work my way up to my hammies, get some good blood flow. And then this is where this little kind of like one leg up kind of massage I'm doing here is mainly for my hips. And if you guys know me, my hips are a tight point, so this really kind of flexes the hip and then allows me to foam roll it. So I just do that on each side, and then basically this is what will be the first part of my kind of warm up. So this will take me about 5 minutes. Then I'll head over to my quads, where those are usually really tight, so I give those a bit of extra attention. And as you can see, I put my one leg over the other just to and even intensify kind of the rolling out and the pressure, to put more weight on it to get even more. And I spend a little bit more time on my quads just because those tend to be really tight most of the time. So I just want to make sure that my quads and my hip adductors are fully warmed up and somewhat, stretched out. You don't really want to do static stretching, which is where you stand and like stretch and kind of stuff you do before bed. In my other mobility routine, you want to save that for the before bed stuff. You don't want to do that before your workout. That could actually increase injury. So now this is a little. So I want to stretch out my lats here, and then I'll go over to my little core / lower back warm up. And so basically it's like a yoga pose of like the downward dog, or I don't even know what it is really, but basically here you're flexing your core, then here you're trying to push your butt and arch your back as much as you can, just to really warm up your core and your lower back muscles, and really just try to keep everything tight and somewhat, prepare myself for bracing during my squats. So that's what I'm doing here, just bracing and then, unbracing. And then roll out my lower back before we start. Also get the blood flow, loosen everything up. And that's basically it for my warm-up. That's all I'll do with the foam roller. And then, so I spend about 10 to 15 minutes. And you do not want to skip your warm-ups, especially when you're putting large amounts of heavy weights on your back, guys. You got to be, hitting your warm-up properly. And then this is the last of my dynamic stretching, where I'm kicking basically as forward as I can, just is really going to warm up my hamstring and put a stretch on my hamstring that it's going to be similar to what I'm doing within a squat. And then here is where I'll kick it side to side and then warm up my hip this way. This is probably honestly one of my favorite hip warm-ups, just because it loosens everything up and gets me ready to sit into depth with the squats. So yeah, I'll do this on each side about twice. I'm not going to show you guys both sides because it's the same thing, but I'll do this twice on each side of my leg, or each leg, and then we get into squats with that. So you always want to start with the bar. This is obviously a plate on each side, but I did do bar squats to warm up with just the bar. It's kind of your last chance to make sure that everything's warmed up before you get into putting weight on your back. But basically that's pretty boring. So I'm just going to show you guys me warming up with the plate here. I did this for about 8 to 10 reps. I'm pretty sure, I can't quite remember, but as you can see, I'm getting really deep here and practicing bracing my core and practicing my breathing. You really want to, with the compound lifts, you want to make sure that you're doing every rep as if it's a working set, with whether that goes like with your bracing, with your mental focus, and just so that your breathing is all on point, so that every rep feels the same, whether you're doing 185 like I'm doing here, or you're going to see me doing 275 within my working sets. So 185 for 5 reps here. I wasn't too sure what I was going to work up to. And then here I have 2 plates and a 10 on each side, so that's 245. And then I did hit this for 5 as well, kind of wanting to just see, how the weights were feeling today. 185, that's more of a warm-up still, I would say. And then this is not, I wouldn't count this as a working set, but this would be like kind of a feeler set. Because right now I can't really program too properly with just getting back into the gym. I don't want to go over my old numbers because I definitely don't want to get injured. So I'm just kind of doing feeler sets on everything, so I can establish where kind of my strength is at post quarantine. So basically I do this 245 here for 5 reps with really good depth, really good form. Didn't feel too heavy, proper bracing, everything's going well. Nothing really felt too tight. As you can see, I must fall on my ass right there. So that's just rustiness, I guess you could say. And then as you can see here, you might not be able to actually see the other plate, but rest assured, guys, this is 275 and I'm doing this beltless. So my all-time PR was 275 for a 5x5 beltless. I hit that right before quarantine started. So here I just worked up to my way to a top set of a 275 for just one set of 5, and I did that beltless. As you can see, I'm getting really good depth on every rep. This was pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie. It gives me a good starting point to slowly work my way back up now, to know where I stand after quarantine. But I was thinking about going for a triple, and then I did the 3, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be satisfied with leaving it there, so I ended up doing 5. Felt the weight, and then did a nice back off set back at 2 plates here. And when I do these back off sets, I go for my working set as more of like strength, really pushing it, really trying to go to failure. And then on these back off sets, so as you can see, I dropped the 25 on each side, so I stripped it down to 225. And then here I'm really going for like sort of a mind muscle connection, going for sort of like pause reps and really just kind of control the tempo, control the weight. So as you can see, I'm taking an extra second on the way down, and I'm letting myself fully brace, really taxing my core, and then sitting at the bottom for a half second to a second or so, I would say. And then this really taxes my core, honestly, and really, improves my form and allows me to keep getting depth on heavier weights and really just control the negative so that, I'll be prepared when I put more weight on my back. And this really is just mainly to, tax my legs in the negative portion, work on some, strength by pausing in the hole, and then also, taxing my core and all my stabilizer muscles. So this is a pretty cool hack squat machine that I found at my new gym. And then it's kind of hard because there's no mirror directly beside it, so I'm not too sure how. I'm just trying to get to at least 90 because I don't want to go too deep, because I did that on a couple reps in my warm-up, and it kind of just, I felt a little tension on my lower back that I didn't really like. So here I'm just making sure that I'm getting deep, but I'm not going too deep where I feel that tension again. And basically we just did this for 3 sets of 15, getting more blood flow into the legs themselves. You don't really need to do this with your knee sleeves, but I already had them on, didn't feel like changing. And so I just continued that. But I encourage you guys, to experiment with new machines. This was an experiment for me. I didn't have this machine at my old gym, and doing it here, I really liked it. So I felt a ton of tension on my quads, and going for 15 reps, really trying to blow them up and get that good blood flow. Next, we moved on to hamstring curls. And as you can see here, we didn't have a single leg hamstring curl, so we just went on the regular one and then did one leg at a time. Here we're also going to do 3 sets of 15 reps. And what I've started to do is I've felt somewhat of knee pain, working with quad extensions and hamstring curls. So basically, I just want to make sure that we're just going mind muscle connection. We're not ego lifting. We're really stretching at the bottom and contracting at the top, trying to build up our legs and not just, put on max weight and swing all that shit, potentially damaging joints. And after, my elbow injury and my hip injury and a bunch of other stuff, I've kind of realized it's not worth to ego lift on accessories. There's no point, especially things that can be, single joint movements like this, where when you get into heavier weights and you're trying to really push it, that's when form can slip, and that's when you start to just kind of throw form to the wind and really damage yourself, internally with joints and other connective tissues and stuff like that. So that's why we're taking it not easy, where this is very intense. Don't get me wrong, this is very hard. Really controlling the negative. Going very slow on the top, full stretch at the bottom, full squeeze at the top. This is gonna blow your guys' legs up for sure. And as you can see by my facial expressions, it's not easy. We're doing very minimal weight, but we're going one leg at a time to not to get rid of any imbalances that we have and kind of even things out, and really just focus on the mind muscle connection, feeling every muscle fiber tear and fire properly. And basically that's just how I like to do these accessories with legs. I like to tax my joints and tax my whole body. Am I going heavy with squats, and then take the weight down a notch on the accessories and really just focus mind muscle connection and going for tons of reps. Man, I'm doing 15 reps on each of these for 3 sets, and squats I barely ever go over 5 reps. So I'm just kind of attributing the type of rep ranges that I like to work with specific movements, and just kind of what works best for me. So this is basically going to wrap it up for the leg actual portion. I would do a little bit more volume. I'd probably throw in some type of lunge or split squat, or even goblet squat after these. But first leg day back, and we went pretty hard, not gonna lie. So we don't want to be too sore for the next couple of days. I don't want to get ridiculous DOMs. So we took it a little bit lighter on the volume, but kept the intensity there, and then finished off strong with these calf races. It's a little bit of a different machine. As you can see where my hands are, that's actually a movable piece, so I can really rest it. As you can see, I'm pulling it back a little bit. I really like to rest it kind of on the tip of my knee if I can. And then also it's good because the seat doesn't move up and down, so you can hold the bottom of the seat and I'll be fine. And as you can see, they say calves are genetic, but the size is not really there for me, so maybe you could say that part, but I definitely do have some definition, and you can see exactly where my calf is separating, and I've definitely made some calf gains, training them intensely. So we cut the volume a little bit short, but we made sure they brought the intensity with this workout. So that's basically it for the workout. It was a pretty brutal leg workout. We went pretty high on intensity because we did take a little bit of volume off. I would have probably done one more exercise for my quad and my hammy, probably like a goblet squat or maybe a lunge or something, and then I would have done one extra calf workout. But like I said in the beginning, this is my first day back into the gym doing legs. So did want to take a little bit of volume off because I don't want to have crazy DOMs for the next couple of days, so that I'll be able to, you know, hit another workout pretty soon. But I did go pretty heavy, pretty intense with that 275 for 5. I originally called it at a triple, but then after doing 3, I was like, fuck it, you already know we ain't a bitch, so we're gonna hit this shit regardless. But you know, we're getting back to the numbers where we're at. Quads felt good, hammies felt good, calves felt really nice. That calf machine is a little bit different. They have like the adjustable kind of on your knee part, so that was really fun to do, and I felt it a lot more than usual. So I'm gonna pick it back up when I get back to my house. Got about a 20-minute drive home. It's a nice drive, sunny afternoon, look at the forest, you know. But yeah, so I'll pick it back up when I go eat my 3rd meal of the day, and then I'll probably talk to you guys for a bit and then pick it up once again at my shake and before bed. So let's go. So as I said earlier, you know, I don't have my meal prep ready, I don't have my chicken thighs ready, I don't have my rice ready, so I had to throw some wings in the oven. And it's basically gonna run me about 800 calories. I have 8 wings here, and they're usually at 100 calories a piece, and it's a lot of protein and fat and not too many carbs. So what I'm gonna do to offset this is just change up how and what I put in my protein shake before bed, so that I can get some extra carbs in tonight, because I didn't have any with this meal. And that's just like, when you guys always are trying to stick to a plan, if something doesn't go your way, it's not the end of the world. Like, I could add carbs to this meal, but instead I just rather enjoy the wings and then add it to my shake, have it later on. As long as I have it within, you know, 24 hours of, you know, my day of eating, I'll be good. Alright, so it's getting late now. It's about 10:30, and I'm probably going to try to be in bed for like 12:30. So I want to have my last type of meal of the day, my shake, closer to 2 hours before bed, which is how I like to do it, so that I can digest it a little bit and then, you know, head off to sleep. So I'm just going to show you guys the ingredients, and I don't really measure it out like 100% accurately right now because I'm just in a maintenance. So I'm kind of just like, you know, doing it for the protein, doing it for a little extra calories. But when I do go on a surplus, that's when I do track everything to a T in the MyFitnessPal, and that's when I'll measure everything out for all my shakes and literally all my food. But right now, with staying in a maintenance, I kind of just freehand it because I know that I know the average of most of these things. I know roughly the amount of calories. So if I'm in a little bit of a surplus one day, a little bit of a deficit the other day, it's not too bad. I'll be just fine. But yeah, so the first ingredient is going to be whole milk. And usually I'll use almond milk or whole milk. I'll kind of just switch between the two based on, you know, what I have on hand and like what's going to expire first. So I have a full thing here, and this is going to expire pretty soon, so I'm just going to use the whole milk for today. And then I got my protein powder here, so I'm going to use 2 scoops of that because I had a nasty leg day, as you guys saw, and I don't want to be too sore for tomorrow because even though I'm resting, I'm going to go on a canoeing trip, so don't want to be too sore for that. Then I got my extra carbs, like I talked about how I'll add a little bit of extra carbs to my shake because I didn't really have any carbs with my dinner, and then just the frozen fruit right here. So like I said, I'll kind of just freehand everything and I'll show you guys that. That's basically gonna wrap it up for this video, you know, full kind of vlog / leg workout. I'm gonna sip on this shake now and then edit this video that you guys are watching and then head off to bed, and that's gonna be it. So leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more videos, and peace.